One of the more challenging aspects of introducing new technology into agriculture to improve productivity is the question of consumer acceptance. We've seen time and time again that new technologies that have real potential in terms of increasing productivity simply aren't acceptable from a consumer perspective. Why this would be the case and what the implications are for agriculture is the subject of the next edition of the Australian Farm Institute's Farm Policy Journal, which we're about to release. The journal makes the point that at the moment most of the insulin used by diabetics around the world is in fact a product of genetic modification, and that seems absolutely uncontroversial. But when it comes to normal foods grown from GM crops, that seems to create quite a large amount of angst and anxiety amongst consumers. Why this would be the case is a really interesting question. Perhaps consumers still think the idyllic picture of farms as small-scale operations that have cows walking around in the grass. Perhaps that's part of the reason. Perhaps there's a distrust of science. In fact, that's almost borne out by some of the findings of one of the papers, which shows that consumers actually are less trustful of scientists than they are of someone that they can identify with, one of their peers, and that the most effective way of getting communication with a new technology is that you use those sorts of spokespeople rather than relying on the scientists. It's obvious that to feed the future global population, technology is going to play an increasingly important part in agriculture. But the real challenge will be how to make sure we can introduce those technologies and gain those productivity gains while consumers accept that technology and are comfortable with it. So quite a deal of information on that topic in the next edition of the Farm Policy Journal. I urge you to read it.